Hi guys, thought I'd stick an impromptu video together for you guys. It's been one of them great biking days today. The last couple of days before I get back to work in September. But it's been one of them days where I've managed to get out on all three of these bikes. And I've actually started the 76 Scrambler, this Ducati, and had that running. So I've been tinkering with all three bikes and I've been out for a ride on all three. So this morning, first thing, got out with my wife and we did some shopping, went out on the Voge 900, the DSX there, and fantastic ride out on that. And then later on, I unwrapped the other two, got them out of the covers, and I've been out for a bit of a tool on the Guzzi California 1100, that's back from 1995. Just checking out the few foibles and little bits and bobs that I need to do with it. There's a slight bit of touching up on the paintwork here and there, very slight, that I need to do. Full service and get it totally pristine. Just been out on the Super Meteor 650. Now, what I was going to say about all three of these bikes, I've done a review on the Super Meteor 650 and the Voge. I've not had a chance to upload them yet. The 650's a 12-month review, and the Voge is a 3,000 kilometre review, although I've done more than that at the moment. And quickly in this video, what I want to say is this morning we went out on the Voge. It's a beautiful bike to ride and bought purposely for the roads in the mountains where I live. It sails over the bumps, the ruts in the road, and it's a superb all-round bike. But you really have to ride it. Now, I'll get round to what I mean by that in a moment. It'll do anything, it'll go anywhere, but you have to be aware that you're on a heavy bike and you're quite high up, and you have to be aware of how the bike works, the gearing and everything. So you're constantly riding the bike and not being at one with the bike. Although it's very enjoyable, you have to keep your wits about you when you're on it, coming to junctions, how much weight you put in the panniers and how you put it on the side stand, or where you park it even. So you don't want to be parking it downhill, obviously, because of the weight of the bike, and obviously then trying to get it back out when you're moving it. Likewise, the California, this was a whim bike that I bought. It's something I want to tinker around with. You may know that I've got a classic Ducati from 1976 that I'm going to strip down and rebuild at some point. That's a cracking little bike, and this caught my eye. It's such a nice condition bike that I bought it. And again, the foibles on this are the roads where we live. It's pretty much similar to my old VL Intruder, albeit that it handles a lot better. It's got less of a steep rake on the front. It turns into bends much better, and the overall riding experience is better. Apart from the suspension on these roads now, the front forks may benefit from changing the oil, which I'm going to do anyway. The rear shocks are the standard shocks, and I'd like to keep them if I can, so I'll have a play around with them a bit more. Softer on the back end than the front. The front's bouncing and bopping over the ruts in the road a bit much. Now, again, you have to really watch what you're doing on this. You've got to ride the bike. By that I mean you've got to have your wits about you. It's a big heavy bike, 250 kilos dry. It's a big lump of a thing again. Now, they're all heavy bikes. Going over to the Super Meteor 650. Now this, guys, is a superb little bike. This is, out of all three of these bikes, this is the one that puts the biggest grin on my face. I've just been out for a ride on it. It's a little pocket rocket. It flies round over all this rough terrain, all the rough ground. On a smooth road, it's fantastic. It tips into the bends. It's not a sports bike, but you can throw it about. Even though it's got the big front wheel on it, like you can see there. It's absolutely superb. I would say, for fun factor, out of the three bikes, this is my favourite, the Super Meteor 650. It's one of them bikes, unlike the other two, unlike the Voge and the Cali here in front of me, the 1100 Cali. You ride the SM650 and you're at one with the bike. You don't have to think about riding it. You just get on it and it's as if you melt together and away you go along into the sunset. Absolutely fantastic, guys. And what I will say, I've said this before, that this is a flagship of Royal Enfield's fleet. It's astounding build quality, right up there with Triumph and other leading makers. The chassis on it is superb. The handling on it is superb. I've got it set on the hardest setting on the rear suspension at the moment. and that has worked wonders, guys. It's never going to be a long travel suspension, it's only short suspension, but I'm 80 kilos and on the hardest setting it's absolutely superb. You get no jarring over the bumps. It is a little bit harder, but it handles superb. So out of the three of them, guys, they all are amazing bikes. The Guzzi has got the real charm vintage factor. It's a 30-year-old bike. The DS over the other side, I'd travel anywhere on that around Spain. I'd do a Moroccan trip on it, no problem, me and my wife, and really enjoy riding that. Any terrain, rough, whatever. But the one that puts a smile on my face and I don't have to think about when I'm riding it, and I really enjoy, is the Super Meteor 650. And I'll just have a final walk around these bikes. You can see I've taken the top box off the Guzzi there. I just think it looks superb with the top box off. So what I'm going to do with the Guzzi, if I can, I'm on a few forums, I'm going to try and get the rear chrome rack, and I'm going to put a couple of leather panniers on the back, and that'll probably do for me. I don't like the big box stuck out the back. I think it makes it a bit of an ugly duckling. Likewise with the Super Meteor, you'll notice I've got no screen on it. We've got a small car play unit on the handlebars for navigation, and I've done videos on that in the past. It's not too obtrusive when you're riding, it's only a 5-inch screen. That is absolutely superb. Got a couple of canvas bags on the back. What I like about these canvas bags, the throw over bags, they fit under the rear seat, but they fit tightly to the bike itself. I've got a couple of protecting plastics under the clamps at the bottom, so it's not going to affect the paintwork. But I like the idea of this because you can see from this view now, it's a close fitting setup. They're great for carrying everything in, and I've done a video on these bags elsewhere on my channel if you check it out. Got water carriers and all sorts on them. But what a bike, this Royal Enfield SM650, along maybe with the Shotgun, are in my mind the best two bikes that they've got at the moment. The Shotgun I'm not as keen on. The reason I'm not as keen on it, and same with the Gorilla 450, is look at the build and the quality of this bike. There's no plastic on it anywhere. The side panels, all the engine panels, the chrome that you can see there is all steel. Everything about the bike is prestige, guys. It really is a superb bike. The Shotgun, I'm not so keen on the style. I don't like all the blacked out styling of the exhaust. I like a bike that I can polish and turn around as I walk away and think, wow, that looks amazing. And that's what the Super Meteor 650 gives me. So yeah, I've got a review. I'll try and get that up in the coming week, or maybe over the weekend. It's my anniversary weekend, so I'm not going to get much time taking the wife out and doing bits and bobs, but hopefully we'll get a bit more riding. Fantastic ride out yesterday on the Moto Guzzi. Showed a few of its foibles, the suspension, etc., but we had a really fantastic 100-mile-ish ride out on it and really enjoyed it. But there we are, guys. That's my off-the-cuff waffle about these three bikes as I've got back after riding the SM650. So guys, I would 100% recommend any of these bikes. The two bikes, obviously the new bikes, these are both, the Voge is brand new, the SM650 is a year old. Obviously you're not going to have to do anything with these two bikes, and you can add a plethora of accessories. If you're going to go anywhere on a long travel, the Voge is a superb bike at a superb price. No getting away from it. There's nothing wrong with this bike whatsoever. It's an amazing value bike. The 650 Meteor, absolutely stunning, guys. Amazing bike. And this little toy that I've got here now, I'm really enjoying, and I'm going to enjoy fettling and playing around with it. So I'm going to sign out, guys. Catch you in the next video. Keep an eye out for the Super Meteor 12-month review, and also the 3,000 kilometre review on the Voge. I know a lot of you guys now have got a lot more miles than that on it, but you can see I've got a few bikes here. I've got a few thousand kilometres in on the Super Meteor, and near enough 3,500 on the Voge. So in the 4 months that I've been riding these two, we have covered a fair bit of mileage. So ride safe, guys. Take care. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next video.